I'm not cold. You're cold. It is Monday morning, and I'm starting at the Grand Canyon today. I slept here just about 15 minutes from the park, and it was like 31 degrees. That's not that bad, but I'm planning on being in 100 degrees, and just yesterday I was at 95, so my body didn't know how to deal with it. Hello, sir. How are you today? Hi. If you don't go to the backcountry office when you come to the Grand Canyon, I'd highly recommend it. Just get as much information as you can. Talk to them. They know more than anyone what's going on. You can call them, but have them see your face. Also, then someone knows what you look like if something happens. So I got everything packed up. I'm just gonna need to catch a shuttle or a hitch from the new Hance, where I'll be finishing, over to the Grandview. So here's the view from Moran Point. You can see down into Red Canyon, which is where I will be ascending. The new Hance trail runs here and then up over there. And then the adjacent canyon, that'd be Hance Canyon. And then you can see Horseshoe Mesa here. And I'll be coming down on that, and then on the other side over there. So the whole route starts up here, comes down to here, then back, and I'll be curling back around to this for my last night, and then back up. All right, I'm leaving my car here at the new Hance trailhead, and now I'm gonna try to get someone to give me a ride. I'm gonna walk some of it because I'm at the bottom of a hill, and as people drive by, they're going really fast, and there's like no place for them to get me. So I'm about to get started. I'm gonna end up going down here and then switch back over to that ridge out onto Horseshoe Mesa, and I'll be dropping down into Cottonwood Canyon, which is right down here, and I'll be leaving some water up here. So I've been on this trail twice. One time in 2024 I went down it, and then last year, 2025, I came up at the end of the Escalante route. I prefer going down this thing. It's a beast. I'm dropping a couple liters of water at Horseshoe Mesa. There's my first view down into Cottonwood Creek. You can see the light green of the cottonwood trees. You don't see a lot of grass in the Grand Canyon. This part's nice. Oh. Definitely been a slide pretty recently. You can see the starting point in the middle up there. Oink. Right up there. And then I'll be going down there later today, maybe in a few hours. But first, I'm gonna check out the campsites up here. So on this trip, I've been to all these places, but I have not done some of the routes I'll be doing. So there's about 11 miles of trail I'll be covering that I've never done before, and this is one of them. And I'm going up here to cache some water because on my way back from Grapevine in 2 days, I'll be coming up the front side of the downstream arm of Horseshoe Mesa, and I'd like for my water to be waiting for me and not all the way at my camp. Grandview Point, where I started, is up there, and I came down this way and behind this, and then through this little spot right there, around, down here, and then onto the mesa. campsite for tonight. Creek coming in from the left. I'm on the edge of Horseshoe Mesa, maybe like 0.2 of a mile from the trail. Probably not going down this way. All right, here we are back at the sign. Toilet camp. Camp toilet. We are headed down Cottonwood Creek. Gets a little steep right here. So I'm here at Cottonwood Creek, and I just gave myself a little towel bath, and the weather is perfect. I had a nice break, and I decided to go a little bit further. There's a really nice family there, but one of the kids was playing a harmonica, and that's cool, but that's not why I come out here. So I'm just gonna look around for campsite. So Cottonwood Creek will disappear under the sand and the dirt, and you just kind of have to keep going down. It comes back. And just about 0.3 of a mile later, the water is back. This is also the trail juncture. Goes that way towards Grapevine, and then over here goes around Horseshoe Mesa over towards Hance Creek. I think I will grab some water here and then go camp out on the bench overlooking the Colorado River, and that way I can watch sunset. If you watch my video from 2024, Grandview to Bright Angel, you can see what it looks like down there, because I went pretty far and it's really beautiful. It's going to be about 95 degrees over the next few days, and I am taking 5 liters of water out of the drainage because although the map says there's a spring in the other arm of Cottonwood Creek, I'm not buying it. In case you were following along at home, this is Horseshoe Mesa. I put water up there. I gave you a view from over there, looking out. And in 2 days, I will be going back down to the creek and then up this way around the front of the downstream arm of Horseshoe Mesa and then up through the inside and camping up there. That's why the water's there. It says there's a spring here. We'll see about that. We'll see about that. And with that, I should be done with sunshine for the day, which I'm okay with. Woo! Arizona sunshine. That's serious. I mean, it's not the driest place I've been, but there ain't no water here, bruh. You can see both arms of the canyon now, east, west. Colorado River sighting. Looking upriver, Escalante route area, and the watchtower. There it is. This is where I camped last night. This is Grapevine Canyon over here, and Cottonwood is back here. Is looking downriver towards the main corridor and straight across, and then upriver. This in the foreground is 1,000 feet lower, Krishna Shrine, and up here, Vishnu Temple, and almost 7,100 feet. We have Angel's Gate, which is a really cool formation. Is Wotan's Throne. Wotan's Throne. And then this is Hall Butte. Pretty cool. And there's a few more in case you're wondering. I'm gonna look up what that is.
It's sunshine is what it is. It's sunshine.
This is Zoroaster Temple. And this is Brahma Temple. Sunshine, bloody sunshine. It's Tuesday. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Oh, Lord. This is how you dry your stinky shorts. Also, it kind of looks like a person. A few times during the night, I was like, what's that guy doing? Why is he dressed like that? He's got socks on his hands and his shorts are almost on the ground. And he skipped leg day. He skipped leg day. Oh, my Lord. Here's all my stuff. The sun is still not on me. It's been flirting with me for hours. This is Lyle Butte, named after Lyle Lovett, who just loved it here. That was a Lyle. Not true. So I'm on the move. Great campsite last night. A little windy. That's fine because the temperatures are not bad at all. I should pay attention because this part of the trail, you really don't want to fall. there's a really intermittent spring that's in this little side wash. I was here 2 years ago, but it was a little later, mid-April instead of mid-March, and there was not half of this, which makes sense. It's actually kind of muddy here. Whoa. Not really fantastic water, but it will keep you alive and probably tastes pretty good. If you haven't done a trip like this before in a place with scant water sources, then make sure you know how it works. See, you need something to scoop that out of there. You can't just use a bottle. You'd stir it up too much. So growing up on the East Coast in Maryland and starting my hiking and backpacking on the East, water was just so abundant that, you know, I'd read water reports and know where it was going to be, but you didn't have to be that concerned. Very different situation out here. My goal was to get to Grapevine Camp before the sun did. I almost made it. Maybe I found Lyle. Do you see him? Do you see him now? Look at that face. Is he smiling? One of the keys to a good camp in the Grand Canyon is shade. And I got me some. I mean, the sun is encroaching, but I think we'll get maybe a couple hours where sun will hit here. But then over here, I can put my water. So the water don't get sun all day. The water and the food don't need no sun ever. I ain't gonna do it no good. Your backpack ain't gonna do it no good. I got my clothing in the sun. You know what that does? It sanitizes it. I mean, not always, but it helps make it not less stinky. Also dry it out if you get it all wet with sweat and schmutz. This is my pasty thigh plate. Got some hot sauce. Put it on the Pomfu sausage. Melinda. Look at her. She's fucking made of a wreath of chilies. And that's only 4 out of 5. She's pretty hot, huh? Look at that. I like a woman in the kitchen. I don't mean it like that. I mean, I like women who can cook. Shit. I can also cook. I don't need them to cook for me. Oh no, I should edit this out. These are some sunflower and oat crackers. And then they put some of these on there. Those are olives. You're ready to go. Got a little sandwich. Looks great, doesn't it? Look at the hair on my leg. Ow. Spicy. It's had a nice break. It was really peaceful. Did a meditation, had breakfast, and then later had a snack. Filtered a bunch of water. And now I'm going to explore up the western or main arm of Grapevine Canyon. It is where the water comes from. I did bring my water filter just in case I find something. I also have plenty of water, snacks, and my sunbrella. I've never been back here. It's pretty extensive, large canyon system, so see how it goes. Well, that's a really good sign. a fantastic pool. This is the first time where I've had to bypass. I might be able to climb up through there if I'm willing to get my shoes wet, but I saw the bypass already. This is lovely. So I decided to get out of the main Grapevine Creek drainage, but it was just way too overgrown. So this one doesn't go on for much longer, maybe a half a mile. Usually at the end of these things, there's a really big wall and often has like alcoves or even like a cave in it. Would you look at that? This one has water as well. Shaka. Whoa. Don't fall. Well, fuck. I'm excited to swim on the way back. I'm about halfway up this drainage, but very beautiful, very quiet. I heard an animal, big one, I think it was a bighorn sheep based on the prints that I've seen out here, and knocked down a bunch of rocks off of one of these hills. I'm hoping to see them, but they're elusive. Also, they hear me coming. They probably smell me. I don't know how high we are. I think I'm climbing about 900 feet in here. Then I get to go back down it, which is going to be nice. Take advantage of the shade. I've gone up similar drainages in the Grand Canyon, and towards the end, before you get to the major pour-off, the dry fall, there's like big boulders, and you have to do some route finding and climbing. So well, shucks. Well, shucks. How do I do this? Over there? Got that slippery thing? Maybe. We'll see. And yes, the obstacles have begun. Whew, it is hard work and very fun and rewarding. We're getting to the big pour-offs. Imagine what these are like in a storm. That's where all this rock comes from. And over here, this is the main one. Look at that. Yeah, let's see what's at the bottom of that. Okay, this is just insane. These large rocks protected a pile of dirt and rocks. This one's probably 60 feet high. But that's not even the biggest one. Look at that one. And look, there was that rock on top of it before it got eroded away. Now he lives up there. Just crazy, these things. Like toadstools. This is as high up as I could get here. Ooh. Wow. Very tired. Looking down the valley. Right where that ends. And it's where my campsite is. He makes a noise about every 10, 15 seconds. See if we hear him. I am not averse to heat, but it's still a pain in the ass. The South Rim Road is just 1/2 mile in that direction, but it is 2,100 feet above where I am right now. I went swimming with my clothes on, so now I have air conditioning and I'm a little cold in the shade. That was more than I had planned on. Much more, in fact, and I'm very tired. And I'm looking forward to going back to camp and just taking a nap. That hike kind of wore me out, so I took a long rest, got greens powder on my nose, and I came to visit a little waterfall. It's a little tricky to get down here. Look at that. So I said it was a little tricky to get to the waterfall. It's just this thing right here. It's not awful. Can also go on the other side, a little bit more sketchy. You gotta deal with that and down this. All right, I'm headed out from Grapevine Creek camp. One thing I will say is both times I've been here, the flies are a bit of an issue. They're not biting flies or anything, but there's a lot of them. And bring a little head net. In the morning, there were a few mosquitoes. It wasn't bad. Even though I've been out here this is the third day, I have not faced a significant climb with my backpack on more than 150 feet. And today I'll be doing about 1,000 all at once to go up to Horseshoe Mesa. Generally, it's your last day when everything, you gain 4,000 plus. Things feel different after you climb. It generates a different kind of chemical in your body. Everyone can do whatever they want with their trip, right? But in my opinion, if it's not making your inner child happy, do it differently. Don't make nature about suffering. It already brings that. You bring the self-love. This is my first time hiking with a umbrella in a while. Man, is it nice. Especially in dry climates, the sun makes so much of a difference, or shade, I should say. Thank you to Laura for letting me borrow hers. I had one and got blown out in a windstorm and snapped. Just a little bit further to Cottonwood Creek. So I'm leaving Cottonwood Creek, headed up the front side of Horseshoe Mesa, which is actually the end of the Grandview trail. And I am wet down completely, carrying just over 5 liters of water. There are no switchbacks on this thing. Here's the camera looking straight ahead. Making good progress quickly though. Oh me, oh my. It is steep. Getting closer though, look at that. I found a tree. It's the only shade so far on this trail. I am 2/3 of the way up. And my heart is beating so hard, and I've been drinking a lot of water. Now I've switched to chlorophyll water, which feels really nice. Cooling me down. So I made it up here, and now there's a trail to the edge of the left arm, and I'm gonna go out there. Okay, that's about it. I could go down there at this point. But you can see a lot of my route from up here. You can see the Cottonwood Creek trail. That's too high. There it is. Down that way. I was just down there rounding that, and then came up through the middle of these two. You can see the upstream arm over there, and then we're looking down towards the Escalante route. You can see the red on the wall far down there. That would be Red Canyon. That's where I'll be tomorrow night, and we'll ascend out of there. Looking down into Cottonwood Canyon, pretty amazing, right? Look at those colors. I don't know if I've seen a better seat anywhere in the world. There you can see the end of the trail I just did to get up here. I came down this little part right here, but it looks like you can go around on the side. Yeah, this is much better. There's the Mesa. I can see my cache is in the rock in between those trees right there. All right, I found a campsite. It's awesome. There's not a lot of shade up here. The trees, interestingly enough, if they create shade, a branch will grow into the shade. So it's like hard to even get under them. Some big old boulders creating shade. And camp out there once the sun goes down. Be nice and windy. And then this is right here, nice view. All right, what a nice break. I am leaving Horseshoe Mesa and I am heading down towards Hance Creek. It was so beautiful up here. I had like a good 4 hours got my water, even had a little extra water to clean myself, which feels great. And now I'm on my way. So I have to go about 8 miles and drop 2,000 feet. I'm expecting that to take me around 3.5 hours. Why the change of plans? Well, a couple of things. One, I could see it's going to be very cold and windy up here, and for whatever reason, my body is not tolerating it. And second is that going up that 1,000-foot climb to Horseshoe Mesa in the heat showed me just how exhausting it is and how much water it needed. But that amount of water on a 5,000-foot carry on a hotter day, Friday, could be problematic. So what this does is it allows me to spend the day at the river tomorrow, pack up a bunch of water, and head about 2.5 miles up canyon before it starts climbing steeply, set up my camp there, and then in the morning, I'm, part of the way there. Maybe you remember the spot from day one. We went to the left, came down from the right, but we are gonna go to the right now. This is more new trail for me. From that step right there down to Hance Creek. Never did I did it. Somebody who's definitely driven to make this trail had to do with mining. If you look at it over there, good Lord. And what's going on over there? Wow, just incredible what people would do for minerals and money. So there's a spring down here, Page Spring, and on the permit it says it has higher than EPA standards of arsenic, which isn't good. It also says on the permit that dehydration is much more threatening than a little bit of arsenic. So this trail is pretty treacherous. It's steep. I mean, it's going to be done quick. Look at this. I mean, the scary part will be done quick. Dang. Hance Creek, we coming. Here's the mine. Oh my God, it's a bat. Yeah, imagine. Good Lord, it's closed now, obviously. Feels great in here. Apparently it goes all the way through the Mesa. Wow. Look at all this shit. I'm sure people didn't carry it down here. How many animals do you think died doing this stuff? There's the trail to Page Springs. See it over there. And like I said, it has high levels of arsenic, so I don't need water right now, but if I did, I'd drink it, but wouldn't be happy about it. Coming down in the Hance Canyon. Done with the really steep part. Very nice feeling. I'm gonna stop and get some water first. Drink a liter, just so I'm all stocked up in case I have a dry camp. It's possible. Might just want to stop for the night somewhere. Hance Canyon, just stunning. Stopped here at the creek, got a liter of water, drank some highly charged cordyceps, chaga extract. I feel jacked up. Ready to go. Back on the Tonto shelf. Love this time of day. Love this trail so much. Last sunlight of the day on Wotan's Throne and Angel's Gate. Love that one. Ooh, like a chemtrail sunset. What are they doing? Why? And set up this cozy little camp over here. It's literally right on the trail. I'll be out before anybody shows up, or they'll be hiking very early. It won't be surprising. A little cooking rock. It is a warm breeze. Gonna dry out your schmutz. So I made it within 3 miles of the river. And I'm gonna go down there. But I'm not gonna go right now. Because I'm sleeping. And it's nice. Way out here, there's a thing. Called it the dongle. Let's see if we can see it. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, there it is. It's day 4. I slept really well here. I think I was laying down for a good 11 hours. Last night there was a new moon, and at that exact moment I was ready to go down to the beach. And then like 2 minutes later I'm like, I think I'm tired. I think I need to find a spot. And I actually got a little scared. Years ago I stepped on a rattlesnake on the Tonto Shelf, like 35 miles that way. It bit me, and I just kind of was like in the dark, and I have a headlamp, but I just got really scared, and I was like, why would I keep walking? And so I stayed here. Like I said, like 3 miles down to the beach. Excited to go there because the rest of this space is so dry. Even the creeks are kind of like super mineralized, like they're filled with dust. So I'm excited to go wash my clothes, eat some snacks, go swimming, and just chill out on some sand instead of rocks. Just met crew from Tucson. 5 people will be staying at camp tonight at Red Canyon. They live like maybe 2 miles from me. This is technically now part of the Escalante route, where the Tonto Shelf doesn't really exist. Thus, you get trails like this that are super unique and red and flowing through different spaces. When you're crossing canyons, you have 2 choices. One is to go all the way back and around, or go down and up. I prefer the down and up, but for about 60 seconds, I don't. Once you get upriver from Hance Canyon, it really kind of starts at Hance. This red comes in, and things start to look so different. This is especially noticeable along the river. Technically, this entire canyon that isn't a butte or isn't some sort of peak is a rock slide. Pieces of that butte or that peak had fallen off. Those turn to dust sometimes, and then things blowing around in the air coming down the Colorado River drainage catch here, and maybe they can take root, create soil. Where 2 canyons converge or 2 walls converge, and then a spring, you can get all sorts of shit, all types of life. That invites animals in. They fertilize the soil, because out here in the desert, there isn't much soil. A lot of desert plants, as you probably know, the roots don't grow very deep. They go down and then they go out, kind of like a rhizome. The reason, not only is there limited water, but the soil is just not that deep. Where's it going to go? Break through rock? Some of it does, but you get it. This boulder is just waiting for the right person to walk by their scheduled exit date. And then they can go down in the wash. I guess it wasn't my time. Made it right through. Let's follow the trail. See it right there. You see it over there. And then you see it down there. In case you're in the market for some asbestos, look no further. There's a mine. Asbestos is awesome. Get it done. Look at that. That last little part down the river is no easy task. Look at this camp. Very nice. Well, after a long rest, we're back to another sunbrella walk. It's pretty warm. Walking through sand is work. Duh. You can see the Papago slide right there. Fun. Doesn't it look fun to hike? So I'm too close to not just hike it. I'm gonna go up there and get some views. Last time I was here, it was a little rough. I had a big backpack, so it should be fun. It's a very pleasant hike. There's some overgrowth now and then, obscuring the trail, but I really like it. So you might be thinking, where's the trail? Looks like a rock slide washed it out, but no, that's the trail. It's perhaps the most technically difficult to prepare for mentally more than anything. And it's about 400 feet of a rock pile that's all moving. Not all of it, but you know. So yes, that cairn right there is the trail, and it sort of goes up that way. It's kind of a breeze with a small pack and going up, but here's what you're contending with. Everything moves. I don't want to trigger a rock slide, but that's the difficulty coming down, and up is just tired. I'm probably a third or a quarter of the way up. Really beautiful views looking back down towards Red Canyon. And the whole reason this exists is because on the other side is the Papago Wall. It interferes with the ability to take a river path. So you go down this and climb that, or vice versa. Either way, you got to deal with it on the Escalante route. As you can see on this side of the path, there's a wall, so you can kind of hold on to that. Again, way easier coming up because you can lean against the wall with your hands, and when you're coming down, you kind of have to use your butt, and your wrists, which is a little bit different. And this little part, I think it kind of eases up because there are these shelves. This is the middle part. And there's an obstacle and then more of the same. So now I chose to climb up this little 4-foot drop to be on a different area that I found more friendly. But you could also go up to the left and then hug against that wall and go through all that mess. So here's the route I like to take. This way, and then you can see kind of a line here. Go down there, And there's the obstacle right in there. Okay, that is it for the slide. I think the most treacherous part is getting into it right here. You could go down that way, but I want to cross these. And the scariest part about this whole thing, right? It's not that it's steep. It's that the rocks move. The way that they're all fit together, they have really tacky texture, which makes them catch when they fall. But without gravity on them, you don't know how they'll finally lay. So that's the whole pile. So just to recap, I climbed through the middle with the big rocks and then got over against the wall. Then through here. Then I jumped up on this little spot. Let's see. I went up there. Whoa, too close. Up on this little spot right here. Went like this. And then took that route. Then to the left. And this way. Now, because I'm camping all the way down there, I have to go back down it. So stay tuned. I'm going to go to the wall now, because why not? Okay, so I have reached the wall. The wall. The route that I took up came up through this chart. This part is optional. You don't have to climb down on this part. You can just go around. But if you want to just go straight through it, say you're late for dinner, and you can just go down right here. Or go up right here. I think both of these obstacles I prefer to climb. Okay, let's do it. Okay, so here it is from above. You can see it's pretty straightforward. One platform to another. With a big pack on, it can be kind of sketchy, right? And again, I think it's easier to climb up because gravity's working with you. It's like holding you against the rock. So, we'll see. You can also go over this way and then cut over. It probably looks easier on the way down. I think I'll try it. They got these boys in the boats. The boat folk. Boat folk. Boat folk. Boat folk spotted. Maybe I'll see them tonight. Maybe they'll come through. Like any climbing obstacle, it's 1 foot, 1 hand at a time. If you move something and you don't know where you're going to put it next, step back to where you were. And if you grab something, test it first. Make sure you're not balancing all your weight on one arm or one leg. And move slowly. And also sometimes you might be afraid, but if it's stable, you can do it. Just go. But let's be real. There's the wall. There's the slide. If you had something to float your back, you could literally just swim over there. It's so close. You would just have to go. I fell. You would just have to go through that part right there. I mean, you have deathly fear of heights and you like water? It's a fucking way to go, man. I guess they don't want drowning deaths at the canyon. Bouldering. Don't swim in the river. Don't swim in the river. It's a good point. Don't swim where there's current. Don't swim where you can't swim. Because you will die. You get smashed against the rocks. Ouchie, ouchie. And you're dead. Look at you. Thought you were slick. Trying to swim across the fucking Papago slide. Okay, I'm back down the slide. One piece. And I totally prefer going up it. Although that top part is sketchy no matter which direction you're going. What a lovely place. What a lovely place. Camp is like less than a half mile away. Let's go. According to weather reports before the trip, it's 100 degrees today. It feels it. Just spent some time with a crew from Tucson. We all live like within a few miles of each other. And headed back to camp. Here at camp along the river, it was a good day. Did a lot of resting, although I did do a lot of adventure yesterday. Got my pack all packed up. I'm about to climb up the new Hance trail. Now, the story is that Mr. Hance had a trail going down into Hance Canyon. and he was doing some mining operations. And then when that stopped working, he decided he was going to take people down like touristy wise. And then a rock slide covered up the trail, and so he built a new one, the new Hance Trail. Today I'll be climbing over 5,000 feet over just 7 miles. So it might be steep, I don't know. But I'll be going through Red Canyon, which I've never been in. Pretty excited. This was by far the largest camp of people I've ever stayed in at the Grand Canyon. There were 7 of us. First part of my day is hiking up this canyon right in the wash for I think close to 2 miles. This isn't the easiest thing to walk up. Every step is a little more sliding back. Okay, it's getting a little technical in here. Some bypasses are optional, not this one. Just did a series of boulder fields, and woof, that was exhausting. I would not want to be in here in the heat. It is flipping gorgeous back here. Just amazing. And so if you haven't been to the Grand Canyon, understand that this is a side canyon, one of dozens, if not hundreds, and it's very, very large. It is unfathomably large in scale, and it is an offshoot of the actual Grand Canyon. So that's how big the Grand Canyon is. They should give it a name that identifies just how large it is. I should write a strongly worded email to National Park Service about that. Today is the equinox. It is literally a new beginning for me. The exact moment is in about 20 minutes. Cool! And we have a change in scenery. I like this. Cool. You can see just how mineralized the water was that flew through here. Those little white marks. The same thing will happen inside of you, or in your filter, or in your pot. There's actual water. If you drank that, it might make you more thirsty than you'd expect because of the mineral content, but it's better than nothing. And now begins the climb. The cairn of ascent awaits us. As you can see, the top of the canyon's up there, and it's a few feet up there. A little bit to go. Almost there, a little bit to go. You know what? I'm gonna drink a little bit of this water. It's my last water the whole way. I think I have enough, but why not? I had zero expectation of water in this canyon, and this looks fantastic. If only I would have known. Now I do. That was an incredible find. I had an extra liter of water. I just drank it. I'm exhausted. I brought almost 4 liters, 3.5. And so that extra one I just drank pushes me almost to 5 for the way out, which allows me to be luxurious with my water drinking. I prefer to just have a drink every time I feel a little thirsty. Also very excited to be climbing on a shelf as opposed to walking through the canyon. You're getting a little tedious. So I have 5 different beverages on the way out. Water with magnesium and NaC. Water with chlorophyll mint extract. Water with sauerkraut juice. Or with coconut water powder added to it. And then finally, I have a protein shake, which is made with Sun Warrior protein, vanilla bean powder, cacao powder, cayenne, cinnamon, yeah, and a little bit of coconut water powder, and that sweeten it. So I'm stocked. The juice bar is stocked. Cool. Winding in and out of a side drainage of Red Canyon. So far, I've climbed about 1,000 feet. I just have to do that 4 more times. You can see the trail down there. My first exposure to the sun this morning. I'm glad I'm at 4,200 feet instead of 26 at this moment. The route continues up against that wall, so I should have shade. They should literally pass through, and I should go through it. I gotta climb my way through it. So I've gone about half the distance I needed to go today, but I'm at 4,300 feet, and I need to get to 7,000. I've climbed 1,700, and I have 2,700 more to go, but there's also some downhill, so it's about 3. Look at me. I'm in the Grand Canyon. I'm leaving, actually. There it is. Fun right here. Lots of rocks and cool trees. Love these trees. They're so strong. You can sit on the branches. They don't even move. Unless they're dead. Sometimes you can sit on a dead branch, but it's not recommended. Especially that one. Don't sit over there. What if it breaks? If you ever wonder how I decide when to take videos, it's when I'm tired and I don't want to walk. Am I regretting doing the Papago slide yesterday, even though it wasn't part of my route? I talked to my calves about that. There's my exit route. That little peak you see sticking out. Getting into the red wall section here. You can see it changing from this to that. Look at this rock slide. Holy shit. There is a downhill. Oh, usually I don't like losing elevation to regain it, but I will take it. All right, though, like, it's getting excessive. Why you gotta go all the way down there, man? Why you gotta go all the way down there? Just to go back up there, man. What? Oh, no. This is not uncommon trail here in the Grand Canyon. Goes through there and up there. See a cairn out there. Here's a fun piece of trail. From here, it's just a very steep climb. I'll give myself as long as I want. Okay, that was a long break. I was here for about an hour. Totally worth it. Had a bunch of snacks, drank a bunch of water, got some sunshine, got some shade, got some rest. I'm ready to hike the rest of this. Lots of nice trees and rocks for shade. Just ran into a group of guides from a company called Backcountry Found. Hello. This is what progress looks like. I made it to 6,000 feet. Only 1,000 to go. I am avoiding the sun. I don't want to put my sun hoodie on. It's too hot. But I think I got some good sun today. That was me getting in an argument with this tree. It tried to pull me down. Phew. Oh, good. Up. 600 more feet. Wow, that's a hard trail. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for watching. See you soon. And here you can see my route starting at Grandview Point and making my way down to Horseshoe Mesa where I cached some water. Then down to Cottonwood Creek where I had a long break before heading down to my first night campsite right here on a little butte. And then second day, making my way back into Grapevine Canyon before the side exploration. Back there, hanging out for a little bit. And then coming back on day 3, making my way back to Cottonwood to get some water. Then up the front side of Horseshoe Mesa before checking out the viewpoint. Taking a break here before heading down through Page Spring, crossing Hance Creek, and then camp right there. Day 4, make my way down to Hance Beach, out to Papago Slide. And then day 5 on my way out, going up Red Canyon. Man, that makes it look easy. It certainly was not that easy.